Hey, Mia, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The bad news is it's fall outside. That means we can't go to the pool anymore. How does that make you feel?
Sad.
Sad. But I have some good news. Today, on our first episode of Kids Travel Tales, we're going to talk to a family who likes to go to indoor water parks for vacation. Does that sound fun? Should we do it? You want a high five or pound it?
Pound it.
Pound it. Let's go. All right, Mia, it's our first podcast episode. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good. Are you ready for your first question of the week?
Yep.
What is your favorite part of traveling?
The fun places.
And where's the most fun place that we've traveled to?
The Disney cruise.
And you told me before we started recording that one of your other favorite parts of travel was all the delicious foods. What is your favorite thing that you've eaten on your travels?
The ice cream.
The ice cream. I definitely remember that. All right. Are you ready to talk to two kids who also love Disney and ice cream?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They took me to my first New Jersey diner. It's Reed and Ariana.
And Mom Heather, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. It's so good to see you guys. Yeah. Mia, do you have a question for Reed?
What's your favorite water park?
I would say maybe Kalahari.
What did you like best about Kalahari?
Yeah, the water slides there.
The water slides? That's awesome. And Mia, do you have a question for Ariana?
Were you ever scared to go on a water slide?
A lot of times with big ones.
Yeah.
A lot of times with big ones. How'd you get over being scared of going on water slides?
I always, when on water slides, I went on little water slides. And I go on little water slides, not big ones. Because big ones have like a tube, and I can't see anything, so that's why.
But now you're a super big girl.
Yeah, but I can see because I'm kind of tall.
I know. Well, awesome. Mia, you want to say goodbye to them? You say thank you?
Thank you.
All right, Heather, it's just us now, and love the Halloween decorations in the background. Happy belated Halloween. So we met Reed and Ariana, and I'm really curious to know, how did you all get started exploring indoor water parks?
I mean, living in the New York metropolitan area, there's a lot around here. And we're just looking for things to do. The kids get bored being inside, especially during like the colder months. So we're always looking for something to do. And we get a lot of ideas from different Facebook mom groups. And a lot of them recommend various water parks in the area. A lot of them are in the Poconos, upstate New York. So we've explored all of those.
So, as Reed mentioned, you visited Kalahari. I know you've also been to DreamWorks Water Park at the American Dream Mall and Great Wolf Lodge. What about visiting indoor water parks works well for the kids at their specific ages, 5 and now 9?
I mean, there's so much to do at the water parks, and I would rather have my kids playing instead of being on screens. They just love swimming. And there are slides for all different ages. Reed is a very tall, just turned 9 years old. So he can do a lot of the thrill and more adventurous water slides. Ariana is still a little scared to try those, so she goes on most of the little kid slides. But they have a lot of options for all ages, and that's what makes it perfect. And we've been going there since the kids were probably 2, like starting when they were 2 years old. And there was plenty to do. Everything is all in one place, which makes it really easy as well. They have restaurants. All of these places have arcades, which some people might not like, and most of them make you walk through the arcade to get to the water park, which is a little annoying. So be prepared to spend money in the arcade, but the kids love it. Some of them have shows. Some of them have adventure courses. There's no shortage of things to do. So it's just really fun for like a quick getaway. Most of them are within 90 minutes of us. And I know they're all throughout the country. So no matter where people live, they probably have a Kalahari, Great Wolf Lodge in their area, and each one offers something different. So it's fun to explore, all the different water parks.
How logistically do you accommodate kids of different swimming levels, different thrill levels?
You definitely need two parents for the water parks, especially since my older one, Reed, goes on the more thrill rides, and Ariana, my younger one, is scared to do that. So you definitely need two parents. So usually my husband, Matt, goes off with Reed, and we reconnect maybe at lunchtime or something like that. And they're just going off, doing all the slides that Reed wants to do. And then Ariana and I typically stay in the little kid area. I definitely recommend like a waterproof wallet for your phone and a credit card so that way you can keep in touch. Some of these places are quite big, so or else just establish like a meeting point where you put all your stuff and say, "Hey, let's meet here at 12:30 for lunch." Otherwise, it might be difficult to find each other.
That's a really great point about the waterproof wallet. I know when Mia and I are doing beach days on our Disney cruises, the one thing I won't leave without is a waterproof phone case so I can wear my waterproof phone case when we're in the water because I hate leaving my cell phone anywhere unattended. What else are some of the essentials that you pack for a day at an indoor water park?
Yeah, and of course you also want your phone to take those great pictures too.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you definitely need like some kind of water shoes or Crocs, although a lot of the places make you take them off when you're going down the slide, so just be prepared for that. Obviously, we usually wear our bathing suits under our clothes to make it easier once we get there. Some of the places let you bring your own like swimmies or floaties, some don't, and they have life jackets that you can borrow. So you're typically covered there, and most of them sell food. So, I mean, you can bring snacks and water, but you really don't need that much. Of course, unless you're staying at one of the overnight ones where obviously you need all of your overnight items.
Have you stayed overnight at Great Wolf or Kalahari? What has that experience been like?
It's funny, like people ask how many nights should you stay at Kalahari or Great Wolf Lodge? My answer is always one. You don't need more than one night at any of these places. And you can still take advantage of 2 days in the water park should you choose. But I will say it's a lot. It's very draining. So beyond that one night, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. They do let you access the water park usually at starting at 10 a.m. the day of your check-in, even though your room probably won't be ready yet. So definitely pack a bag just for the water park, leave your luggage in the car, and then you can spend the whole day in the water park. And then the second day, typically at all these places, you can spend the whole day in the water park should you choose to, even after your checkout time.
That's a really great tip. Thanks so much, especially because we're looking to do a Great Wolf Lodge or a water park in 2026 with our family. Tell us about a time things didn't go as planned or you had some challenges at the water parks. How did you handle when things go wrong?
So I think it was 2 years ago. It was actually this time of year, New Jersey Teachers Convention week, which is early November. We went to Great Wolf Lodge, and it was packed. And on our arrival day, I don't remember why, but we didn't get there at the water park opening time, and there were absolutely no seats available at all for us to even put our stuff down. So I just kind of put our stuff on the floor somewhere, and we went off into the water park and still had a good time, but we just didn't have any seats. And then the lines for the food were crazy. Like you put your order in, and I think like it took like an hour for the food to be available. So that was one of the probably worst experiences at Great Wolf Lodge. I would say also we've probably been to the water parks about maybe 10 times, the overnights, and only one time did a child get sick. So I know that's a concern of a lot of parents that there's a lot of germs in these places and you come back with, things like hand, foot, and mouth and all that. But it only happened once where my son got some kind of stomach virus.
You're going to encounter germs any type of way you're
Right.
doing travel. I remember you all used to joke my personal scent was hand sanitizer. Just bring a bottle of hand sanitizer, use it often, do the best you can. So for our first trip, say if you were recommending to Mia, myself, our family, between DreamWorks Water Park, Kalahari, Great Wolf Lodge, what type of park would you recommend for a first-time family trying an indoor water park vacation?
That's actually a question a lot of people ask in the local Facebook mom groups in this area. They're always like, which one? Kalahari, Great Wolf. We've got another one called Cartwright. There's another one, Camelback. And I should add some of them too, like in the winter, like Camelback, especially they have skiing, they have snow tubing. So it also depends on like what you're looking for. But if you are just looking for that water park experience, typically I recommend for younger families to do Great Wolf Lodge. It's a little bit smaller and it's geared towards younger children. Kalahari, on the other hand, that's our personal favorite. It is a lot larger, so a little bit harder to navigate, but they do also have a lot of areas for little kids. So even though Great Wolf Lodge does get recommended more by myself and people on the Facebook groups for younger ones, just because it's a little bit smaller and more manageable, I still think Kalahari has a lot to offer younger families if you're willing to manage a larger park.
Absolutely. Those are great insights. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about a lesser known destination, at least in my area here in the DMV, Rocking Horse Ranch in Highland Park, New York, which is an all-inclusive resort. How did you guys find out about this place?
So that was another one on the local, it's Bergen Moms. So that's the county in New Jersey, Bergen County. And a lot of people from this area go there and recommend it. And it's been on my list for a long time. However, it is very expensive. So that's kind of why we hadn't been before. We've been to some similar places like Woodloch Pines, but we tried it for the first time this year. We actually only went for one night. I found a good deal online for the end of the summer and it's not that far. So we figured, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot. It was a lot of fun. They offer, as you would imagine in the name, horseback riding for all different levels. So it's really great if you're just starting out, you want to try horseback riding for the first time. They offer it for beginners, or if you're a more experienced rider, they have rides for that. You sign up. There's lots of slots available. My daughter did a pony ride, so they have that for the little ones too. They've got outdoor pools that are beautiful. They have an indoor pool area. They have a lake. They have a banana boat. I mean, they have like so many different activities, and it was a great experience. I think next time we'll probably go more than one night, but definitely recommend getting some kind of deal because it can get up to about 1,000 a night in the peak season. But of course, everything's included in that. So you get all your meals, it's the room, all the activities are included in that.
So did you like the all-inclusive style? Would you do another all-inclusive resort? What was your overall takeaways about the all-inclusive aspect of it?
I mean, I like the convenience of the all-inclusive. So all your meals are close by. And actually, the food quality at Rocking Horse Ranch was really excellent. A really great, a lot of choices, and the food was just delicious. It worked out because everything was really good. And again, I like the convenience of it. You just park your car and that's it. You don't have to leave and, find a place to go for dinner. Everything's just there.
What ages do you think Rocking Horse is best suited for? Because, like in my case, Paloma is much younger.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, they have things for younger kids. I would say maybe starting at age 3 would be the youngest I would take. And then I would say it's up to like teenage years. I mean, my son, he just turned 9. He spent majority of his time in the laser tag area. They also have, in the winter, they offer snow tubing, but in the warm months, they have tubing on a hill without snow, which was a lot of fun. My daughter, Ariana, went down that probably like 25 times.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to even imagine what that would look like, tubing on a hill with no snow.
Yeah, I mean, it's some kind of like plastic track, so you do kind of like slide down, and they have some water like misting, so it goes really fast.
Well, that is really neat.
Yeah, it's actually called like mountain tubing. There are some other places that offer it too.
Wow, that is really really neat. This is definitely a destination we're adding to our family travel bucket list now. Last but not least, I know your family has done my favorite style of vacation, Mia's favorite style of vacation, a Disney cruise. How did you all find that experience? What worked about cruising for your family? What aspects didn't work so well?
It's funny. My husband and I had been on a couple of cruises, and I had also been on with friends before I had kids. And I said, I mean, I like the convenience of a cruise, but at the end of the day, you get off the boat, but you're stuck on a boat for a lot of time. And I said I would never do a cruise again. But last year around this time, we were planning to go to Disney World, but we had to push that trip out. We're actually going in 2 days to Disney World. So We were trying to think of something to do, and my husband said, "What about a Disney cruise?" And I said, "It's probably really expensive." And we looked it up, and for the dates we wanted, we're like, actually, it's not that bad. And, of course, Jen, you spoke so highly of Disney cruises. We figured, all right, let's go check it out because we still wanted a Disney experience, but we knew we weren't going to Disney World that year. And I love the Disney cruise. I don't think I would do another cruise line again.
So it's no secret that Disney cruises cost more than other cruise lines. I'll put an asterisk in here and say that they are running more specials than I've ever seen them run before. So if you've been scared about the cost of a Disney cruise, it's definitely worth circling back on. But again, Disney cruises are expensive. So it does sound like you felt the experience was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's, all different, depending on your budget, right? There's different options. You could pay, we have friends that did the concierge level, right? That's like really high, top dollar. You could have a room without a window. We had the one with the balcony because it was only a little bit more expensive. So, I mean, I would say you can get it to fit your budget, but at the end of the day, yes, it is more expensive than a lot of the other cruise lines. But I think you're paying for that Disney experience, and to me, it was worth it.
Give me one for Reed, one for Ariana, and then one for mom and dad. Everyone's favorite part of the cruise experience.
Well, I'm going to go first because my favorite part of the cruise experience, which I did not think about before the cruise, was that the kids club and the availability of the kids club when we weren't on the boat on the private islands. That was like key because that was like the time where me and my husband could actually feel like we were on vacation. We sat on the beach without the kids, we had a drink, and they loved the kids club. Like they were off having so much fun. So I didn't feel guilty that I was sitting there without them. But that was an amazing benefit that I didn't realize how great that was going to be until we were actually there. And probably Reed and Ariana, their favorite part of the cruise. It might have been the kids club, actually. They really loved it there. They didn't want to leave the kids club. I mean, but they really loved everything. The shows, on the private islands, just the slides and swimming in the ocean. They really loved it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Mia loves it all too. And one thing I loved, because it took us until the third cruise to kind of figure this out, but the kids' clubs on the private island, you can drop them off there for lunch, and then they don't need to wait in the long buffet line with you, particularly if it's hot outside. They'll give them lunch on your beach day in the kids' club, and they're so much happier because they can just enjoy all their chicken nuggets and fries in the shade. So I'm really thankful that the kids' club experience transfers over to your beach days.
Yeah.
When you took the cruise, you worked with a travel agent, Jamie Didowick of We Do Travel Right, who's our family's travel agent too. How was your experience working with a travel agent? And did you find it did save you time? It did provide you with logistical help?
Yeah, definitely. Being it was our first Disney cruise, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what all the different options are with like a princess meet and greet, the bibbity bobbity boo, and securing that appointment and securing the early dinner time, that we wanted, picking out our room location. Like those are all things I wouldn't necessarily like think about. So it definitely made it an easier process to work with Jamie.
Because not everyone has time to binge a billion different YouTube channels or listen
Right.
to pod. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, no, Jamie's the best. She saves me so much time working with her. Well, Heather, thank you so much for coming on and chatting today about your family's travel experiences. You've definitely inspired my family to get out and try an indoor water park in 2026. Before we let you go, we're going to wrap up with a little game we like to call Final Boarding, some quick hit questions to end the episode. So first, let's start with your family's travel essential, the one item you will never leave home without.
Sunglasses and your patience.
Sunglasses and your patience. Yes, that may be the best answer I have ever heard because I have definitely forgotten both at times. Favorite site for deals, or do you have a favorite airline or hotel loyalty program?
I would just say subscribing to all of these places to find out when they have different deals like Kalahari and Great Wolf Lodge. I mean, I just go off the emails or I see it on their social media. And that's when I typically will book when I can get a good rate.
Best meal you've ever had on a family vacation?
It might have actually been Rocking Horse Ranch.
Wow.
Yeah, it just, I would say like the quality of the food was really amazing and surprising, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I think it's Rocking Horse Ranch.
Favorite souvenir? We'll do one for Reed and one for Ariana that they've gotten on vacation.
Well, I will say that Ariana is a shopper, so she's gotten more than her enough souvenirs. She likes to shop. She did get her favorite souvenir was probably on the Disney cruise. She got these Minnie Mouse Crocs that she loved that she wore on the cruise, and then they had a lot of life after the cruise as well. Reed, I don't know. He's not a big souvenir person.
As I say, I know Mia and Ariana are cut from the same cloth. We have to get those two on vacation at some point because there's nothing more than Mia loves than spending time in the souvenir shop. There you go. Destination that's still on your family travel bucket list.
So a good friend of ours right now, they left yesterday, are at the Disney Aulani Resort in Hawaii, and that is on my list, and I would love to go there. So I'm gonna wait
Really?
and see. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see, what their review is. I mean, Disney, Hawaii sounds amazing.
Absolutely. That is a bucket list trip, especially coming from the East Coast. It's much more of a commitment for us to get all the way over to Hawaii, but I wasn't picking you all for the Disney resort in Hawaii. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Heather, for stopping by. All your tips were great, and give my best to Reed and Ariana. They were fantastic.
Thanks, Jen. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks, Heather. Love and safe travels.